Hello, chess fans! This is Rick from Chess to Impress with the final of the World Cup 2017. We started on September 3rd with 128 players, and on September 27th there were two left: Levon Aronian from Armenia and Liren from China. The final was over 4 games, and they were all draws, so they had to play a tiebreak. The first tiebreak game was won by Aronian with the white pieces, and Liren had to win the second game with white to prolong the match and go to the blitz games. Let's have a look at this second rapid game. White Liren, black Levon Aronian played on the 27th of September 2017. d4 from Ding, knight f6, c4, e6, knight f3, d5, the queen's gambit declined, knight c3, bishop b4, the Ragozin variation. Ding took on d5, Aronian took back with the pawn, and here bishop g5 is the main move, but Liren played bishop f4. c6, e3, bishop f5, bishop e2, both players castled, and bishop e7. The bishop is no longer doing a job on b4, is no longer pinning the knight after white has castled. There's also a move like queen b3, then the bishop cannot retreat because b7 is hanging. So the Aronian decides to play the bishop back to e7. Knight h4, bishop g6, and Ding took on g6. Wins the bishop pair that way, and also importantly creates an imbalance in the position. He has to win this game to keep the match alive, so any imbalance is good for him. h6, g6, queen b3, queen b6. Aronian is happy to change the queens, but Ding is not happy to do that, so queen c2, a5, and g4. Ding goes all out for the attack. Knight bd7, g5, knight back to e8, and e4. And now Aronian makes a terrible blunder, as he called it himself, because white took, and Aronian had planned knight c7 here. But in time he saw that knight c7 doesn't work because of knight c5, and black is in big trouble. The knight on d7 is hanging. You cannot take on c5 because of d takes c5, bishop takes c5, and then white can take on c7. The queen has to take, and then there's a piece hanging on c5. There are other variations, but they all are good for white. So after knight takes e4, black cannot play knight c7. Aronian played queen d8 and felt that he had a worse position now, that knight on e4 is very strong. h4, knight b6, bishop e5, knight d5, bishop g4, and the very ugly move, as it was described in the commentary, the live commentary, king h8. Aronian is preparing f6 or maybe f5 without having to worry about moves like bishop g6 check or queen g6 check in some variations. Ding plays rook ae1, and now quite a spectacular move from Aronian. He played knight ef6, putting the knight en prise there. It's spectacular, but black wins the piece back straight away. Aronian called this move a good practical decision. Otherwise, he said, I will die a slow death. Ding took on f6, g takes f6, hitting the bishop, bishop back to h2, and f5, forking 2 pieces, so black will win a piece back. Bishop takes f5, g takes f5, and queen d1. Simply playing the knight back to g3 is a better move. After queen d1, Aronian gave a check, rook g8 check, king step to the side, and rook g4, keeping the white queen out of h5. Here Aronian said, I succeeded confusing my opponent, and after I could play rook g4, I'm back on track, as he said. Knight g3, rook takes on h4, knight takes on f5, and rook h7. That rook was attacked and has to stay on the h-file to protect the king against queen h5 ideas. Here white took on e7, and you have to take back with the knight, and rook e5. Looks like a good move. It's protecting d5, so there is no queen d5 check, and also the rook is threatening to come into h5. But here, very nice move in Aronian. Knight f5, cutting off the rook from the h5 square. And now it's black who threatens to come to the h-file. Queen g4 is the move that needs to be played here. Ding didn't play it. Then Aronian could have played queen h4, and you have to swap the queens. And this position is about equal, maybe slightly better for black. But anyway, white will not have winning chances here, and winning was the only thing that would do for Liren. He made a blunder. After knight f5 he played rook f e1, and that was a losing mistake. There comes queen h4, and white cannot protect the h2 square. Ding tried rook e8 check, but Aronian saw the winning variation. He played king g7, and after rook g1 check, king f6, Ding Liren resigned, and Levon Aronian had won the World Cup. You can finally protect the h2 square with rook g2, but then there is a full rook hanging on e8. And yes, white would love to play bishop h2 to e5 checkmate, but unfortunately that bishop is pinned, and that's against the rules of the game. Big win for Levon Aronian. What a tournament he had. He qualified for the candidates tournament, as did Ding Liren, but Aronian, like in 2005, 12 years later, won the World Cup for a second time. And if that's not enough, he will get married in a few days, so he can turn his attention to the wedding now. Hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. Please subscribe to the Chess to Impress channel. Please leave a comment, and if you liked the video, it would be great if you could share it on social media. You also may want to check out my Chess to Progress channel. The link is in the description box. This is Rick from Chess to Impress. Thank you for watching.